So Wesley Matthews poured in 18 off the bench on a perfect 6 for 6 from three-point range. So Shannon, how impressive was the Lakers' win last night?
Skip, I thought they did some really, really good things. Concerning to me is still the turnovers. Skip, they would be up 14 points, and then they go 4 straight turnovers, and the next thing you know, the Spurs are back within 8. They were up 18 at one point, and then they go 4 straight turnovers. The next thing you know, they're only up by 8 points. I thought LeBron did some really good things last night. I still need to see AD become more aggressive. I need AD to take the mindset of Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder, I'm trying to score the basketball. I'm trying to get it in. I love Wes Matthews. He finally seemed to have found his stroke last night. They got 39 bench points. Guys played well in their role last night. But I still need to see AD become more aggressive. And don't get frustrated. The ball don't go in, so what? I don't care. Get it again. I want him to demand that Schroeder gives him the basketball when he's on the block or wherever he wants it at when he feels he has an advantage. And that's all the time. No one can match up because if you're big, he can take you outside. If you're small, he can take you down to the block. But he should demand. He should not, Frank Vogel say, AD, every time you come out of a game and you got less than 20 shot attempts, you owe me for however many you under 20 shot attempts, that's a suicide.
I would agree with that.
He's got to demand. AD is too good. He was efficient last night, 9 of 15, Skip. But AD, nah, AD.
Also 9 of 15.
No. I don't want Schroeder 9 of 15.
Yep.
I want him, if he wants to be like 6 of 11, I can live with that. But I need
AD. You know what he said right before the season started? I am a starter. I came here to start.
I ain't got no problem with him starting, Skip. He's helping LeBron. LeBron is off the ball the majority of the time. And Skip, if you notice,
assists are careening downward, right?
And it might be a situation, Skip, where he has his lowest assist total probably since 2016 because he's going to be in a very different role. It seems like Schroeder's going to have the ball in his hand. And if you notice another thing, although his assists are down, what do we start to see creeping up? His minutes. So he's like, okay, well, I ain't got to do all this other stuff. I'm fresh. Let me go on and get these minutes out the way. But 26 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and for the 1,000th consecutive time, he scored double figures. Now, let's put this in perspective. James Harden, we know what he represents. James Harden has 411 consecutive games of scoring double figures. Let's put this in another perspective. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of all times, is 153 consecutive games. So somebody got their work cut out for him to get this record. That's if he stops right now. By the time he does, Skip, that thing might be 1,500 games, which will never, ever, ever, ever be touched again. So
now you're crowing about your man scoring 10 or more points in a game.
Jordan had the record.
Yeah.
We got it. So we kicked up.
Do you realize you have now played almost 300 more games than Michael Jordan played in his career? 300.
Yeah.
It's all longevity-based. That's all you got are longevity-based records. That's why he's playing every game.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Has he played longer than Kareem? No.
No.
Did Kareem get a record? Has he played longer than Kobe or Duncan? Do they got a record? So clearly it's not just longevity-based because Robert Parrish played 22 years and Vince Carter played 22 years, and they ain't got the record. So clearly it's not just longevity-based. Stop doing that.
LeBron James is 6 feet 9 inches tall and weighs 260 pounds.
Hell, Kareem was 7'2".
Okay. I don't think he weighed 260 pounds. I don't.
Nah, he didn't.
LeBron can literally roll out of bed and get an automatic 10 points a night. He could literally come straight from bed to the floor and tip it off, and he would score more than 10 points. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe so. So I'm not putting much, if any, stock in that longevity record. But way to go. And it is quickly the lead story on every website.
Yeah, that's a bigger 5,000.
Okay, here we go. My turn. I feel like I got snookered into a bet with you, and you proposed the bet that your team would sweep my team in 2 games in San Antonio, the second of which will be played on Friday night, tomorrow night.
Right.
New Year's Day night.
Yep.
And I said, done, got it. Snookered, though, because I thought LaMarcus Aldridge would play. He had a sore knee the previous game on Sunday night, but I just thought he would play. And suddenly at tip-off, as the Spurs are wont to do, nah, he's out.
Out.
And that's a huge loss for me, especially against your team. And then I thought Derek White, another starter for my team, a second starter for my team that I'm about to discuss, was on track to come back from a toe injury. And I thought this was the game he was going to play. And suddenly, mysteriously, I don't know, at tip-off, he didn't play.
Nope.
And all of a sudden, I'm down 2 starters, and I have to play 24 minutes worth of Drew Eubanks, undrafted out of Oregon State.
He played good. He blocked Trez.
By the way, I'm glad you brought that up. Could we see that?
Yeah.
This is Drew Eubanks on your newest edition, Trez. I keep telling you, he's just too little. He's just too little. Drew Eubanks, undrafted out of Oregon State, just did that. He's their head cheerleader on the bench. And then, wait a second. Was that DeMar DeRozan on the other end? He posterized poor Trez. He posterized him because Trez can't even get up to block DeMar DeRozan's shot.
Well, first of all, DeMar DeRozan got ups. I don't know if people realize DeMar DeRozan can dunk. And he almost had a dunk in the Olympic game where he did a 360 on a guy. But, Skip, the thing is what Trez is hustle. Trez doesn't have outstanding leaping ability.
He did hustle back on defense to his chagrin because he got caught.
He probably should have left that one alone.
He should have jogged up the floor, right?
But that's not him, Skip. You know, Trez is going to give you his effort. He's going to give you everything he got. And Skip, it happens. It's hard for me to imagine. Hold on. Terry Rozier just posterized Kevin Durant 2 nights ago. You ain't even mentioned that.
No, I saw it.
I know you saw it.
Kevin wasn't really into it.
Now you got hold on. But let that have been LeBron James. Let that have been LeBron. When Jason Tatum dunked on him, especially Jaylen Brown. Oh, LeBron James. Oh,
This wasn't LeBron. This was Montrezl Harrell.
No, I'm saying, but you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got it. Well, you could have brought up. You could have brought up Kevin.
Why you show Trez? That ain't Skip. That ain't got nothing to do with
it. It was back to back in the same sequence. It's rare that you see some guy named what?
Eubanks.
Drew Eubanks.
Yeah.
Drew Eubanks played 24 minutes last night. He's all of 6'9". What is Trez? 6'6", maybe.
Maybe.
I'm just telling you, he's too short to have huge impact on your team. He's not a post player, even though he can score in the paint like crazy.
Right.
He can't defend the paint, and that's the liability to playing him high minutes.
Look, but I tell you what he did give us last night, in those little 23 minutes that he did play, he gave us 10 and 9.
Not bad.
We gave us effort. That's what we need. We need guys that's going to scrap, give us a couple of extra possessions. He had 3 offensive rebounds. We only had 7. So he had almost half of those. Trez is gonna be just fine. You see, we try to put him in that closing role, but that's okay. Hey, then we brought Keith in to finish. We're just trying to find a lineup that we can close with. And it took us a while to find a lineup that we could close with. You know, last year it ended up being Bron and AD, and then you had Kuz, you had Rondo. A lot of times it was KCP. But we're going to be just fine. I like what I saw. I just hate the turnovers because this game was supposed to be over a lot earlier than what it was.
Well, one reason that it should have been much closer than it was I counted, this is unofficial, that my team, my Spurs, missed 10 layups. I'm talking about shots point blank off the glass that trickled off the front of the rim. I had 10 of them. And if you give me 6 of them, maybe they're in the game. Maybe they steal the game. Did you see the layups? How many times were you sitting back saying, what is wrong with them?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay. And then how about this? Wesley Matthews comes into this game 0 for 8 from 3, and you are killing him on yesterday's show. Killing him. And all of a sudden, he makes all 6 of his threes, and I'm saying, who is that guy?
Wes Matthews.
What? Where did that come from? How do you predict that?
He was due.
Is that what you diet do?
No. He was
diet do.
Skip. Now you know the man. Now the man he played really well. I think he started in Portland, turned that into a big contract, and then he played well in Dallas. And in the first couple of games, he wasn't even close.
Oh, he's
to
a
what
good
he was.
player. I agree. But 6 for 6 at San Antonio out of the blue. Happy birthday, LeBron. Right?
He let the threes go.
So my team gave him 10 gifts, as in 10 missed layups, and then he gave LeBron 6 gifts, as in 6 for 6 from 3. Well, that's just too much. You're going to win that game.
And we saw we were 14 to 26. Now, you notice we shooting the threes better, Skip.
Well, if you get 6 for 6 from one guy, you're going to be 54%, which is what they were, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, back at the ranch, back at Staples Center, what was happening?
We're going to talk about that. We're talking about nothing.
No, we're going to talk about it right now. Because I don't know, silly me, I might have been the only one watching this, but I watched my Clippers play the same team that had beaten you by 8 points on Monday night in that same Staples building.
Yes.
By 8. It was 115-107 Portland.
Yep.
And last night, it was over after a quarter because that masked man, Kawhi, came back wearing a mask. And I'm not talking about a COVID mask. I'm talking about a protective mask.
Yeah.
A plastic mask, a see-through mask on the floor because he was playing with 8 stitches or 10 stitches in his mouth. I think it was 8 in his mouth. And he sucked it up. He played.
Man, stop telling me he sucked it up and played.
It was over after a quarter, and my team won by 23 over the same team that beat you by 8.
Well, Skip, you look at it.
So does that mean my team's 31 points better than
No, it means Dame struggled last night.
Yep.
He was 0 for 8 from the three-point line. He's 3 of 14 from the floor. The number that they got from Trent Jr. He didn't even play.
He has a bad ankle.